I raised this up a little bit better. Hi, Sharon. I raised the skull. Can you see this a little bit better now? I raised it up. I have it on a stand. So I'm hoping that you'll be able to see it a little bit better today. After I watched the replay yesterday, I realized that it was kind of dark. So I have extra lighting. And I have this raised up just a little bit. So that should help. I'm just doing a little bit of prep work. So I have everything ready to go. All right. I've got the hair cut because you know a mermaid needs lots of hair, long, voluptuous hair. So I've got that ready to go. And I have a few other pieces of fabric cut. And this is all stirred. So let me just get in a comfortable spot where everybody. Hi, Mia. Hi, Kiki. Glad you could join me. Just make sure that I'm in a comfortable spot where I have access to everything I'm going to need. And you'll be able to see as well. All right, so yesterday where we left off, we had just put on the skirt, so to speak, on the mermaid. And I said it'll be a lot easier if I allow this to dry overnight. So it is, you can tell it is quite sturdy on that rock. It's not going anywhere. It's not completely dry, but it is sturdy enough for me to continue working on it today. Is it Kiki? Happy birthday, Kiki. Hi, Mrs. Hopkins. Thank you for stopping in. Hubby's taking me out for, oh, happy anniversary. 25 years. Well, you go out and have a good time. You can always catch the replay. But I'm glad you stopped in. All right, so I'm going to go ahead. What I'm going to continue to do is get this tape off my foot. We're going to continue adding the wrappers onto the rest of the body. Notice that part is blue because that's the masking tape, and this is also the masking tape. So I'm going to continue with the wrappers around that section, and then we're going to continue adding the clothing. And then the next part will be after she's completely dressed, we'll add her hair. That will be the last thing I add because I plan on putting like a little shawl around her, so it will be easier to do the hair last so that the hair will kind of drape down across her shawl. You'll see. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and continue with the wrappers. I think I'm just going to go glove free because yesterday it got a little clumsy using the gloves. So I'm going to just go ahead and let's just begin. Today we should be able to finish, but if not, then of course I will gladly do a part 4. But I think today may be the end. We should be able to finish the mermaid. It will take a couple of weeks to completely dry, or what we call cure. Let me pop this open real quickly. It'll take a couple of weeks to completely cure, so whoever takes it home, it'll be a few weeks before you actually get it, because I want it to be completely dry and cured, so that whenever you get it or whenever I put it into the packaging, it's there's still no wet spots on there. So you're gonna have to be a little bit patient for this one, whoever gets it. All right, and I'm going to do another live to reveal who gets to take it home. Okay, but for today we're just going to continue working on it, and we should be able to finish. All right, so here goes. I'm going to just work on what I'm going to do is just completely cover all of the blue that's left. And these are just the wrappers, the little pieces that looked like almost like a napkin. Just want to make sure I get it nice and wet. You don't want it to be dripping like I said yesterday, but you do want it to be saturated with the powerful material. And I'm hoping you guys can see I did raise it up a little bit and I added some extra lighting since I noticed from yesterday, in yesterday's live, it was a little dark when I looked at the replay. So I added some lighting when I went in to edit the video. So hopefully that helped. Now this mermaid won't have facial features. I would have taken a little bit more time. I would have made a mold. I think for another one, I'll show you how I make the molds to do facial features. But for this one, she won't have any facial features. But you would obviously, you will know that she's female. I think that piece should do it. Let me get her neck. No, let's just do the body. I had some different sizes strips already cut. So what do you think? Did you notice that from yesterday how bronze it's turning? The color is actually changing a little bit because it's a little drier than it was yesterday. You can tell the difference between this and what's on here now because that's almost dried. So you can see the bronze effect coming through. When you're adding these on, you do want to kind of play around with it to give it kind of a clothing feel, even though this is not the actual clothing, but I'm kind of giving it a wrap look to it. Hard to tell on my phone. I know it's a little bit of a challenge. When I stop in a minute, I'm going to bring it closer so you can see. If you take a look here, this is what part that I just put on, and this is from yesterday. So there's a dark, it's darker down here because this is almost dried, and this part is still wet, so you're not going to get the bronze look until it's dried. See if I can turn it so you can see what I'm doing. I'm giving it kind of a wrap effect here. I'm going to put a little bit more, a little bit around the neck here. Just tighten that just a bit. See, everything just kind of sticks to me. A little bit too much in that one. Gonna give kind of a belted feel right here. What do you think so far? I think I'm gonna add another piece to her head. Let's see. I think the masking tape is still showing through a little bit on her head, so I'm going to give it a little bit more coverage. So the last thing you want is for your foundation to be showing through on the final piece. Would not be good. Okay, I think that's better. All right, am I missing anyone? I do see the contrast between the two. Yes, the up here is kind of a lighter brown. Once it starts to dry, then you get that bronze feel or the bronze look here. Now remember, the bottom is going to be black because we use the black popper pole for the rock, but the mermaid herself, she will be all in bronze. But I will add some color to her. There's some special pigment colors that I use on my sculptures, and usually I have wait until it's dried. So there might be another part, but we'll definitely be able to at least complete the full mermaid today, and then maybe add I can do the color, um, and then bring it back for like a final reveal, because the pigments don't really take very long. There's some spots along her hand that I'm going to be adding on some skin to. And one more piece. All right, after this is when I'm going to really start to dress her up. She really begin to look alive after this. Okay, so she's all covered there. What I'm going to do now is start to add another layer of clothing. So I'm going to use this piece, and I'm going to do kind of a draped effect across her arms here, across her neck here and then drape down a little further down past where she's sitting. So it's like a flowing, kind of a flowing shawl, or I don't know what the correct word is, kind of a long robe effect. So let me go ahead and get this saturated. I have to trim that piece off. Keep the scissors open because of that wet spot on there, otherwise it will seal itself shut if I close it. All right, so, and this is the part that gets fun because you kind of have to play around with the material just a little bit to get it how you want it to be. So what we're going to do is drape it here. That piece on my hand. You want to play around with the fabric to give folds in the correct spot, just like when you're wearing your clothing. You know, you develop these folds. So you want to give it a little bit of character. What do you think so far? She's looking great. Hi, Christina. I didn't even know she popped in. Thank you. Just playing around with her first layer. Let's see. Just trying to give her some folds where clothing would normally have folds. Got a white spot right here, which means that some of the material didn't go through. Okay. I kind of want her to have that I've been in the sea a long time kind of a feel, so my clothes are kind of beaten up. But that's why I'm not really nitpicking about these pieces. I think I will trim some of that after it's dried. It will be a little bit easier. But I kind of like the beaten up look that the fabric has, because I want her to have give the impression that she's been in the water for a very long time. I think I'm gonna leave that. I'm kind of happy with the way that looks. Oh, you know what? I forgot something outside. I may run outside in a little while to pick that up. because I thought about I found some pieces of turquoise. It's, you know, that blue color. So I think I'm going to give her a nice little turquoise necklace to kind of bring in the color of the ocean as well. And I may even have some little pearls I could put on her. But I'll do that behind the scenes and then I'll bring back for a full reveal. So just to keep you guys guessing, but I am going to get the turquoise because I think that will add a whole other dimension. Yep. All right, so I think I kind of like her the way that she is. I was going to add one more piece, but I think it might be overkill. You know, let's play around and see something real quick. I think that might be kind of overkill. I think I'm going to leave her the way that she is right now and add on the turquoise necklace. Maybe put a couple pearls in her hands. But now we're going to add hair. So I think I'm going to leave her the way that she is. I'm not going to add this other piece. I think that would be too much. All right, so hair time. And I went ahead and I cut some pieces, 3 different lengths, because I'm going to start with the top and then the middle part will have a longer feel. And then I'll have some shorter pieces. I'm adding 3 different layers. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this around so you can see from the back how I do the hair. You guys see there? So I'm going to add 3 different, and I need to fix that spot. So let's do that first before, even though adding the hair will kind of fill it in, but like I said, you want your foundation to be really strong. So let me add another piece. I think that ripped. Okay, hair time. So I'm going to start at the very top, kind of around where the hairline would start here, and then I will gradually have it fall. So these are all individual strands. They're really challenging to work with, but I'll keep them together as much as I can and then play around with the hair afterwards. So this is what I'm using. You could also use yarn for this. I've used yarn. I've also used Spanish moss, the dried Spanish moss, and that works really well for hair. I did have some, but I changed my mind about using it because I kind of wanted a different look for this one. So here I'm just getting it saturated. I think I'm going to start from the bottom instead and work my way up. I think it will be easier that way. Some more. I'm just trying to make sure that all the material is saturated with the popper pole, because the last thing you want is for some of it to not have it, then it just would mess up your whole project. I think we got it. Okay. So I'm going to start here. Just kind of press it in. I'm going to be adding layers to this so it won't look as odd as it does now. All right. No, I don't. When I get so focused, I don't really talk much, but you guys are free to talk among yourselves while you're watching. So this is a slightly longer piece of hair because I'm going to be adding it a little further up and then draping down on what's there right now. So you see why I started at the bottom, because to start from the top and then try to add another piece underneath meant that I would have to constantly be lifting. So this is a much easier way to add the hair on, especially when you're working with the long pieces like this. All right, so let's try to give a really messy kind of feel, because you know she does live in the ocean. The hair is usually the most challenging part of the entire thing. because you're working with little pieces of fibers. It's looking good so far. What do you think? So far, so good, huh? I think I'm going to have to cut some more hair. I didn't cut enough. That's just the second layer. So I have maybe 2 more layers to put on to give it a really nice, full, wavy effect. So let's do this one. She kind of almost looks like she's got dreadlocks, doesn't she? All right, let's turn her around. Kind of like how that looks back there. Turn her around and fix the front. But I do have to cut some more. What did I do with it? Give me 1 second. I think I put it away. I thought I had enough cut. I've got to get some more. Now to get up without getting the stuff on my tiles. All right. So here we go. All right, I'm going to turn her around and then add some more to the front. So what do you think so far? Where is this from the side? Huh. And there's front. And I think the hair will be done. All right, so let me get this. Thanks, Sharon. Glad you guys are liking it. You see what I did with her hair back there? Let's see if I can bring it a little closer. There's the hair. We give her a twirl. All the way around. So what do you think? See how the fabric is still moving because it's not dried yet, but once this is completely dry, it will be solid. So there she is. And what I'm going to do is let her dry. There are some pigment colors I want to add on to her. Maybe some moss on the rocks. So I'd use some green there. And just give her a hint of some blues in her outfit, kind of pull in that ocean feel. And I know I have some pearls that I can add in her hands. And then a string of some turquoise around her neck to pull in that blue from the ocean as well. I'm thinking maybe a seashell. It's a small seashell right there on the side. Let's see. What do you think? Hi, Koi. So I think, and if I do have some tiny pearls, because I think I have some really, really tiny, what they call, that look like rice, the little pearls that look like rice. Or maybe put a string around her neck. But I think we are at a stopping point. Any ideas? You guys happy with it? I'm still, I don't know, there's just something about this piece that I want. Let me see. I'm going to do something here. I think I know what I'm going to do. All right, we're not done. I just figured it out. All right. She just got a new scarf that flew off a ship that was passing by, and she's checking it out. You know? There. Now I think she's done. Yes. Let me give her a twirl so you can see what I did. She's just admiring that new piece that she got. And the fabric is still moving right now because it's not dried yet, but once this is dry, it will be completely solid. Let me lift her up just a bit so you can see bottom. Okay. So there she is. And I think that's where I'm going to stop for today. And I will get the pieces of jewelry that I'm going to be adding on. And I'll put those on And I'll do all of the color, and then we'll do a final reveal, as well as pick the person who is going to be taking her home. Sugar Bay, I'm sorry I did not acknowledge you. Thank you so much for stopping in. Just watching, had to speak. Who else is here? Okay, I'm hoping I didn't miss anyone else. I did miss Sugar Bay. I'm sorry. I'm glad you're here. So this is the final piece as it is now. It is not completely finished because I will add a little bit of color, and there are some jewelry ideas that I have, such as the turquoise that I mentioned. And I do have a couple pearls that I can put on, and I will probably put a little shell in her hair just to try to pull in elements from the ocean. I know the turquoise is not necessarily from the ocean, but the color I think will add a whole other level to her as well. So the next time you see her, she will be all decked out. And like I said before, it'll take about 2 weeks for this to be completely dried. So it will not be able to be shipped for another 2 weeks because I want it to be completely dry so that whenever I do the packaging, nothing is going to be moving, because right now, obviously, things are moving because it's not dried. So I will also for the next live, and that will be a quick one just to do the reveal and to let you know who is going to be taking her home. So Christina, I know you've been paying attention. Sent me an email. Okay, I will check. I can't really get in right now because my hands are really messy and I don't want this stuff all over my laptop, but I will check as soon as I get my hands cleaned up. And yeah, the next one would be a quick live so that I can show you the final piece and then also tell you who is going to be getting her. But I was going to say, Christina, that I know that you were here for all three, and you were aware of who else was here. I am as well, but I'm pretty sure you are. So just, I have the idea of who is going to be getting it, because I know of one person who was here from the get-go today and from yesterday and the one before that. So I am pretty certain at this point, but I won't give any hints. But yeah, I don't think she'll be too surprised whenever the name is called, but you know, I can't really say right now who it is. All right, but yeah, any questions from anyone? I know everyone in here probably knows everyone, but if you don't, just go ahead and connect. And I'm hoping that you like it so far. It'll look even more amazing once I add a little bit of pigments to it. The pigments that I use are powdered pigments, and they add a whole other level of just color to it. They do have a little bit of a shimmer, but it's not meant to overpower the bronze effect that I'm trying to give. So it will still look like a bronze sculpture, just maybe a little bit kind of weathered. The rock, for example, may have a little bit of a green patina to kind of simulate moss on there, and her outfit will have a hint of blues on there just to kind of pull in again the idea that she's from the ocean. So, but that was it. So I will see you all again. I will let you know when I'm going to be going live next. But how about one more spin, shall we? And then I will let you know when the next live will be. I love her hair. I'm The hair is always the most challenging part of doing these sculptures. You would think that actually building the sculpture would be hard, but that part is easy. Doing the hair is the most challenging, and I think I got the hair exactly how I want it to be. A mermaid must have long, flowing, voluptuous hair. I think I achieved that. And there she is, the magical mermaid. All right. So I'll see you guys again real soon. I will let you know. I will send out a little trailer to let you know when I'll be going live. All right. Thank you so much again for being here and for watching me go through my little building process. This is I love doing this. It is as much therapy as it is, the work that I do. But it's always more enjoyable whenever I have a lot of friends that join me. So I was just thinking that as you said it, um, what were you thinking? The part that I'm trying to not touch my shirt, but I'm gonna have to. The hair, yeah, I absolutely love the hair. It is. It's always the most challenging on any sculpture that I've done, but this one, I think the hair. I think I got the hair perfect. Yes, it's definitely worth the time to do it. Yes. All right, ladies. I will see you guys again real soon. Let me go ahead and get cleaned up here, and thank you all again. See you all later. And Sugar Bear, I don't know if you were here yesterday. It is very easy to take this stuff off. See, now that it's dried, it just peels off really easily. So it won't take me too long. All right, thanks again. Oh, I just touched my computer.